Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we will share with you the secret tricks of plumbers. These are the trade secrets that they don't want to reveal to others. So let's look forward to the surprises in our video. Let's see what the first thing he has it is. Oh, it's a nail gun. But it seems that his nail isn't compatible with this tool. To solve the issue, he used a marker to make a mark on a bolt. After securing it, the cutting machine will help him trim its length. By repositioning the bolt on the fixture, he used a drill to make a hole on the surface of the bolt. The size of the hole he drilled on the bolt is something you need to take note of because you'll understand his purpose for this action shortly. Attaching the bolt with the nail gun, of course, he didn't forget to use a wrench to tighten them more securely. Have you received the answer as to why I reminded you about the size of the hole on the bolt? It has to perfectly match the size of the nail, so that his trick can be effective. Now, just screw the nail into the hole on the pipe, and there you go. The first trick he shared with us has concluded. Moving on to the next trick. Let's see. This man is pouring sand into a PVC pipe with a capped end. Why is he doing that? Oh, right after that, he took out his heat gun and heated that section of the pipe. Can you guess what this man is crafting? Bending the pipe, he opened the PVC cap to let the sand inside the pipe flow out. Following that, still with the PVC cap, this man used a drill to create holes on its surface, using glue to attach that cap to the bent section of the pipe. But it didn't stop there. He continued by attaching another small plastic pipe segment to a coupling and a water lock. After completing this, now he connects them to the other end of the water pipe. Now I've figured out what he's crafting. A water faucet. Have you guessed it? Let me know your answer in the comments section. Finishing with the issue of the water faucet, he faces another challenge in terms of washing dishes. Let's see how he will solve this. The first thing he uses in this trick is a pair of gloves, followed by 2 dish sponges that have been separated into green and yellow sections. First, he uses scissors to cut the green part into smaller pieces. Then, he cuts rounded corners on the yellow part. Using the glue gun, he attaches them to the gloves, with the small green pieces corresponding to the fingers' positions. As for the yellow part, he attaches it to the palm. After attaching them, the result is that he has a special pair of gloves like this. Now look, doing the dishwashing job has become much easier, hasn't it? Oh, the handle of his household broom is completely broken. To repair it, he needs a few small Coca-Cola bottles. Utilizing the height of adhesive tape rolls, he marks the Coca-Cola bottles. After using a paper cutter to divide the bottles into 3 sections as marked earlier, he drills a hole into a bottle cap. He threads a string through that hole, and then screws the cap back onto the bottle neck he cut earlier. Do you remember the body of the bottle that he marked earlier? It's time for it to show its purpose. Taking out the broken part of the broom's handle, he threads the plastic segments into it. After placing the entire bottle neck section, tied with a string, onto the broom handles, he uses a heat gun to shrink the size of the plastic bottle segments to fit the size of the broom handle. And do you see? The handle of the broom is no longer falling apart as it was before. With a surprisingly simple trick, he has managed to secure them back in place, using a plastic pipe cutter to cut a 100 centimeters long PPR pipe. What is he planning to create with it? I wonder? Similar to a trick he shared at the beginning of the video, this time, he's also adding sand inside the PPR pipe. After the sand is filled inside, he inserts a piece of paper and then a PVC connector into it. Using heat to warm up the pipe section, he requires assistance from someone else to bend this PPR pipe segment. After successfully bending the pipe into this shape, he removes the PVC connector to pour out all the sand from inside the pipe. Taking out 2 PPR pipe connectors and a plastic pipe welding machine, he joins the pipe segments and connectors together. Drilling small holes on the inner surface of the pipe. Can you guess what he's crafting? Let me know in the comments. In the next step, he continues to use the plastic pipe cutter to cut 50 centimeters long PPR pipe segments. Once again, his plastic pipe welding machine has a chance to shine. He uses it to attach the freshly cut plastic pipe segments to PPR plastic T connectors. Many pipe segments and connectors are reassembled together. I truly admire the creativity of this man. I must admit that I was a bit dazzled watching this man reassemble the pipe segments together. He works so quickly that I had to pause to closely observe the tools he's using. Do you feel the same way? Please leave your answer in the comment section below. I'll read it. The pipe segments and connectors are continuously being rejoined by him. Can you imagine what he's creating? If you can't quite picture it, that's okay too. I have faith in his capabilities and creativity. Therefore, if there's ever an opportunity to try it out, I'll open up this video and replicate what he's doing. Who knows? Maybe because of that, my own crafting endeavor might become even more intriguing, right? Oh, finally, he has completed the assembly. Let's take a look. What could this be? Don't rush, things aren't over yet. He continues to use a drill to bore holes into the pipe sections. Finishing the pipe drilling is also the conclusion of his crafting process. Now let's go with him to the bathroom and assemble it. After marking the positions and using a drill to make holes, a series of screws and pipe clamps are affixed to the bathroom wall by him. Removing the water tap, he wraps Teflon tape around it and fits two external threaded connectors. Now, attaching the newly crafted tool, and next, he will install the water line for it. Do you know the name of this item yet? A gigantic and exceptionally unique showerhead. If you find it fascinating, don't hesitate. Grab some PPR plastic pipe segments and learn from his method. Take a look, it's very useful, isn't it? With its utility, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to call it a 3-in-1 showerhead, would it? Convenient for both hair washing and showering. I find it truly practical. So I will consider crafting one for my family. How about you? Let me know your answer in the comment section. Can you guess what this is? Let me give you a hint. This is an experiment about the circulation of water. Do you see? It seems that by pouring water into the Coca-Cola bottle, the water will travel back to the bottle through the small plastic pipe, right? But don't be too quick to believe videos like this. I can assure you that it's all an art of deception. Because the truth behind it is like this. I will reveal to you the secrets of magicians. Have you ever been fooled by experiments like this before? Oh no, his waterway is broken again. Let's see how he will solve this issue. First, he takes the top of an adhesive tape box. He uses a cutter to trim both ends and cut the straight lines around it. He does the same with another piece. Next, he has a long threaded rod, attaches a screw to it. Then the two plastic ends he just cut, and follows that with another screw. At this point, he pushes the cut portion of the plastic ends onto the screw, covering it. And now he will unscrew the inside screw to secure them. Using a plastic pipe cutter, he cuts across the broken section of the pipe. He places the connector and detached piece on both ends, marks the position on the remaining section of the pipe, and then continues to cut away the marked section. He inserts foam into the pipe section to stop water flow. And then he secures the newly crafted tool into that pipe section. Now apply adhesive to the pipe section and thread an external threaded connector onto it to attach to the pipe. Use a wrench to unscrew the screws, gradually removing the water fixtures from the pipe. The drill will help him remove the foam piece from inside the pipe more easily. Now screw the lock on and connect it to an internal threaded connector. Apply adhesive to the remaining end of the pipe and use a heat gun to heat the pipe. This action will make it easier for him to connect the pipe to the connector. See, he can easily bend it to a desired position. Right after the successful connection, he continues to heat the pipe to straighten it. Thus, his pipe repair work is completed. The water valve at his house is damaged, and despite him turning the valve, the water keeps flowing. Let's see how he will fix it. Firstly, he uses a paper cutter to cut a piece of foam into a cylindrical shape. Next, he follows a similar process as he did with the top of the glass adhesive box. He uses a cutting machine to cut off the top and bottom parts of the plastic drain plug, then continues cutting along its body. Once again, a long threaded rod, but this time he adds a stainless steel tube in the middle, followed by the plastic drain plug, and finally another threaded tube for fixation. Use a plastic pipe cutter to cut away the damaged part of the water valve. Do you remember the steps he shared with us in the previous trick? Do the same to prevent water from continuing to leak out. Regarding the water valve, he removes the handle and uses a heat gun to heat the end of the pipe. And now, with simple tools like a screwdriver and pliers, he can easily remove the broken plastic pipe section from inside. Continuing to heat, he removes the remaining pipe section from the valve. His heat gun is fully utilized as he uses it to disassemble everything related to the plastic pipe. Earlier, it was the small pipe sections, and now it's the internal threaded connector with the valve. Now he has exposed the small components inside the valve. Let's see how he'll handle them. Upon discovering the issue that caused the water valve to break at the latch, he immediately started repairing it. Steps like disassembly and heating are likely familiar to you if you've watched his videos, right? But repairing this water valve isn't as simple. He secures the latch, drills holes in it, applies a layer of adhesive to the surface, and screws in a nail. Of course, he can't forget to smooth it out. After completing that, he puts the two small springs back in place. Using a paper cutter and sandpaper, he smoothed the surface of the lock before reassembling the components as they were. Before reattaching the external threaded connector to the water valve, he continued to use the paper cutter and sandpaper to smooth it. Now, he applies adhesive to the threaded connector and screws it onto the water valve. Immediately after, he uses a heat gun to heat and secure the joint between them. Thread the lock through the long threaded rod, apply adhesive, and attach it to his old water pipe. With familiar steps, he removes his water blocking tool and uses a drill to remove the foam inside the pipe. He tightens the lock back, and can you see it? The water has stopped flowing. And now, we sincerely thank you all for paying attention and listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to watch the latest and most interesting videos from us. See you again in the next videos.